What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Howard, and this is Raw Talk. So, I got some 2K16 gameplay up for you guys to watch, but I just wanted to talk about Monday Night Raw from 5/16/2016. We are 1 week away from Extreme Rules and all of the feuds and matches that we're going to be seeing take place there. Have kind of come to like a boiling point, and we're really just getting to the point where we have a clear understanding of the rivalries, and we're starting to have an expectation of what to see at the next pay-per-view. So to start the night off, we saw AJ Styles come out, and he was doing his thing, cutting a promo on how he's going to beat Roman Reigns and how he's going to win the world title. Nothing we haven't seen in the past couple of weeks, but Reigns ended up coming out, and they faced off a little bit, and then the Bullet Club, or the Club, came out, followed by the Usos backing up Reigns, and it just kind of led to Reigns getting the better of Styles, and they just kind of had to separate and realize they were going to be fighting later on in the night. I think halfway through the show there was a tag match featuring the Usos and the Club, but we will get to that in a minute. So we also saw a little bit of an update in the Intercontinental title feud. So there was a match scheduled between Sami Zayn and Cesaro, and we saw The Miz and Kevin Owens come out by ringside to kind of do commentary and to watch the match. And of course, like very, very early on in the match, Kevin Owens decides to attack The Miz, throw him into the ring, and then kind of cause like an all-out brawl between the four guys. Shane comes out and says there's going to be a tag match. He pits Sami Zayn and Cesaro versus Owens and The Miz. And before the bell can ring, Steph comes out and says, no, why don't we spice it up a little bit, and we're going to make it Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Cesaro and The Miz. So, I liked this. This was a nice update from what we normally see in tag matches. We got to see, a heel and a face team up against another heel and a face. But, just with that being said, it was also cool to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, with their kind of little rivalry going on, but also having to, tag in and out. And, eventually the teams kind of both imploded, and eventually, I believe, Kevin Owens got in the ring, Sami Zayn basically beat up The Miz to the point where there just wasn't anything The Miz could do. Now, The Miz isn't like, the biggest, he's not over, I guess we could say, as much as many of the other wrestlers are. So basically he got hit with the haluva kick, and Sami Zayn got the 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens, of course, attacked Sami Zayn after the match, but that was kind of expected, and I think Owens ended up walking out with the Intercontinental belt. I could be wrong, but I do think they made everyone, except for maybe The Miz, they made everyone look relatively strong in this match, which I think is good. It was something that they had to do in a way that would lead us to not really have an idea of who would win at Extreme Rules, but also kind of keep us interested at the same time. Another moment was the debut of the, I guess you could say, new tag team called the Shining Stars, but it's just Primo and Epico without their masks on, and I can already tell I'm already kind of sick of them, because we've been seeing those Puerto Rican promos for, I don't know, maybe a month now, and the gimmick's just kind of already run its course. But we'll see. Maybe they'll make something out of it. You never know with the WWE, I guess. Later on in the night, we saw Dean Ambrose come out, and he was talking about how he was going to tear Chris Jericho apart, and how he wanted a piece of him again, and basically announced that at Extreme Rules they will be facing in what looked like a steel cage match. Is actually going to be called an asylum match, I believe, which is basically a steel cage with like a bunch of weapons and various objects kind of tied to the top of the cage around the edge, which is an interesting concept. I mean, I saw like a strap, like from the strap matches they used to have. There was like a barbed wire 2x4. I'm pretty sure there was a straight jacket up there. So I mean, that's a way to maybe enhance the feud in a way that that would keep fans interested, just because this feud seems like it's been going on a while, even though it's only been a couple weeks now. We also saw Dana Brooke. I believe this was her debut match, or at least her debut match on Raw, against Becky Lynch, and she put on a good showing. She ended up winning. I don't think it was quite cleanly. She definitely got the pin, but I think she used maybe she used the rope or something. I don't know. Could have been a clean one though. It was definitely not like a knockout. I mean, Becky wasn't down for the count, that's for sure. But so I gotta give props to Dana Brooke for her debut onto the main roster. We can only use more women that know how to wrestle, I guess you could say. Let's see what else we got. Further down the list, we have the official debut of the Golden Truth. This was Goldust and R-Truth finally getting on the same page and teaming up. And of course, they take on Fandango and Tyler Breeze, who, even though I don't really like them, they do make a good tag team. And I'm surprised it took them this long to pair the two together, because they just have pretty much the same egotistical, pretty boy, characters. They just mix well together. So that was new. And I think that match ended with R-Truth hitting Goldust with a kick to the face by accident, and then costing them the match. But I think they figured they'd get on the same page later on in their they give it a few more weeks, I guess, is what they kind of decided. So we'll see where that goes. I like the gimmick, and I like the entrance as well, the nice mixed entrance they had. But that was good. We also saw the New Day cut a promo on the Vaudevillains. They had like a makeshift time machine or something in the ring, and it was funny. But of course, the Vaudevillains come out and they attack them, and that was kind of a way to show that the Vaudevillains are like a force to be reckoned with, I guess. Not terrible, but I definitely wish Enzo hadn't gotten injured, because I would have loved to see Enzo and Cass in that tag match, but we'll see. After that, we come back to the Usos versus the Club, and this was pretty much a back and forth encounter. I believe. Let's see what happened. I mean, they had a fairly good match up until I think. What happened? I think the Usos ended up winning cleanly, but then of course Reigns and Styles kind of got in the ring, and then the typical all-out war broke out. After everything was said and done, though, it came down to Styles and Reigns in the ring by themselves, and Styles ended up getting the best of Reigns, hitting a chair shot, a couple chair shots on Reigns, and then the Styles Clash on top of the chair. So they decided to make Styles look strong on this Monday Night Raw, the Raw before the pay-per-view. So, I don't know, by classic standard, like by the way WWE used to do things, that would mean that Reigns is probably going to win this weekend, just because usually whoever they make look strong ends up having a less strong showing, I guess you could say, at the actual event, but I could be wrong, you never know. We also saw the Dudleys talking to Shane and Steph. They were looking to, get some young meat, some random, I guess, wrestlers from the area to fight and to kind of beat on. But instead, they decided to put one of the Dudleys in a match with Big Cass. And that was good. It was it ended up being Devon, I believe, and it was probably a much shorter match than I think anyone expected. I think it probably lasted like a minute, maybe 30 seconds at the most. Devon got distracted. Big Cass hit, I forget what it's called, but he hit his finishing move and pinned him 1, 2, 3, like completely 100% just like clean victory, and it was great. I'm glad they're putting Big Cass over, and I hope they continue to do so. I hope they continue to do so do the same thing with Enzo when he comes back as well. But I mean, I think Enzo and Cass will be able to, speak for themselves and show for themselves. I don't think they're going to really need a big push. I think the fans are already behind them, which is really all you need to get that jump start, that boost when you first, hit the main roster. Let's see. We also had the U.S. champion Kalisto facing off against Del Rio. If you guys know me, you know that I am not a fan of Del Rio at all. And I like Kalisto a pretty fair amount. So this was kind of another match, especially after the feud they had a few months ago. I'm just so tired of Del Rio. But with that being said, they basically used the match to kind of promote the Rusev-Kalisto feud at Extreme Rules. I believe halfway through the match, Rusev attacks Sin Cara backstage, and they showed the picture on the big screen to the ring. Kalisto got distracted, and then Del Rio just kind of picked him apart. Del Rio would go on to win the match, and eventually Rusev came out, and I believe he almost broke Kalisto in half. He tried to put on the accolade, or he successfully put it on, but I mean, Kalisto's body was bending in a way I just don't think it really, it didn't look natural. I mean, it's one of those things where there isn't really a realistic way to have Kalisto win the match, but I think he should and will end up winning. I mean, I hope he does, because I think he's been, a very exciting superstar to watch, and everyone that was in the League of Nations, I'm just kind of burnt out on. I mean, especially Del Rio, but even Rusev, I like him, but I kind of don't want him near the world or the title picture right now. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see some changes in the U.S. Title, feuds in the future. just because it's kind of been stagnant lately. Who knows? Maybe Rusev wins and he goes on to, kind of take onto that almost undefeated personality that he started with. I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see on that one, but I'm looking forward to whatever they have in the future. Alright, so last but not least, on Monday Night Raw, we also had the contract signing for the Women's Championship match between Charlotte and Natalya. We saw Steph and Shane come out, and Natty signed, and then Charlotte was given the contract to read over, and they revealed that the stipulation would be if Ric Flair comes down to the ring, Charlotte will have to automatically hand the belt over to Natalya, which I think is a good move, because it then kind of guarantees that Ric Flair won't be involved in the match, or at least not unfairly, and it hopefully ensures that we'll see a really good women's match. But with that being said, it also kind of makes me think Charlotte is going to retain. I think I think Natalya definitely deserves the belt, and I think if she won fair and square, it would definitely be believable. But I don't know. I think they're going to keep Charlotte on this, fast track to stardom, if you will. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I know Charlotte can definitely, become a bigger star. I don't know if Nikki's gonna ever come back, Nikki Bella. I don't know. I mean, Paige could be a good champion, but I think they wanted to kind of give her a break from the belt after she had it, or she was involved with it for so long. So, I mean, I don't know. Who do you guys think is going to dethrone Queen Charlotte? Personally, I'd like to see Paige, but, Natalya would be great. Becky or Sasha would be great. Who knows? Maybe Bayley will move up in the next couple months to the main roster, and maybe she'll take the belt from Charlotte. Who knows? We also let's see. Well, all right. So why don't we go over the card for Extreme Rules? Give you guys a quick rundown. I'll give you guys my predictions. And, if you guys want to share what you think, feel free to leave any comments or anything down below. So, looks like the kickoff show is going to feature Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. We've seen this match a few times already, and I'm not completely burnt out on it yet. But I'm hoping after this pay-per-view, the feud will be over and they'll move Baron Corbin on to bigger and better things. I was actually kind of hoping Corbin would be in the U.S. title picture, and that he would, end up beating Kalisto at some point and becoming the U.S. champ, because I think that would both, elevate his career, but it would also elevate the stance of the U.S. title and kind of reinvigorate that whole storyline as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say Corbin wins this, just because they're trying to push him. And then, maybe in the future, in the near future, he'll get some kind of a title shot. I don't know. We also have, let's see. We also have, let's just talk about the U.S. title match. We have Kalisto versus Rusev, and I want Kalisto to win. I don't know where they're going with this. There hasn't really been any direction for Kalisto in the past, a couple months. The Lucha Dragons kind of are dwindling. I mean, they have tag matches here and there, but they're not really like a tag team title contender currently, especially with the Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains moving up. Plus you have the Dudleys, now you have this new team, the Shining Stars, and the New Day doesn't seem like they're going to be giving up anytime soon. You still got the Usos and the Club, so I don't think they're really going to be in the tag team standings, in the top seeds anytime soon. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say. I'm going to go ahead and say Kalisto wins this. Just because I think they need something, they need to continue the feud between Kalisto and Rusev for a couple weeks. I mean, it's very rare these days to see a feud start up and run its course within a month. I mean, as much as I would like to see feuds be shorter here and there, I feel like they're going to be. I feel like Rusev and Kalisto will fight at another pay-per-view. Now, with that being said, Rusev could win the belt, and Kalisto could enact his rematch clause at the next pay-per-view. Maybe that's what happens. But I'm just going to go ahead and say Kalisto wins this, and hopefully they use him to promote, Baron Corbin, or maybe Apollo Crews comes in and has a cool match with him. I don't know. I guess we'll just wait and see on that one. But yeah, I'm going to say Kalisto. Let's see. We also have Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose in the first ever Asylum match. I don't think Chris Jericho will win this because, Ambrose could really use a good push, especially after WrestleMania season where he didn't really end up with, winning anything. He didn't get a title shot. He got to face Lesnar, but he lost. It's been a rough couple months as far as win-loss records go. And I think Jericho will just kind of put Ambrose over and maybe take a break. I think Jericho's probably gonna take a break from wrestling again for a while. So yeah, I don't know. I don't recall them marking the stipulation for the match. I don't know if you can win by pin or submission. They did say no escape, so I'm assuming maybe it's like a give up, like a I quit match maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I don't see Ambrose losing this. I'm going with Ambrose 100%. Let's see what else we have. We also have the World Tag Team Championship on the line. We got the New Day defending against the Vaudevillains. I think the New Day is going to retain, and I think they're going to win and go on to feud with Enzo and Cass later on. I like the Vaudevillains, but I just don't think they're going to be ready to push them quite yet. I think the only reason that they are in this match is because Enzo got injured, and I don't believe it was planned. So, I guess I'm going to say New Day wins, and then Enzo returns. Enzo and Cass beat the Vaudevillains on Raw or SmackDown or something, establish themselves as the new #1 contenders, and then I'm assuming Enzo and Cass will be the next tag champs. As far as the Vaudevillains go, I think they'll feud with the Dudleys. They'll feud with I don't know, maybe the Lucha Dragons. Maybe they'll feud with another team for a while. But I think that's how that match is going to go down. We also have the Intercontinental title match. I can't see The Miz walking out of this the winner. If he does, I'm going to be really mad. A lot of other people are going to be really mad. I don't think Kevin Owens is going to win either, because I think he needs more of an excuse to... He needs a reason to complain every week. As much as I love him, he's probably... I think The Miz is going to get pinned. And I think... I don't know. Cesaro, Sami Zayn... I don't know. I think Cesaro is going to win, and maybe Sami Zayn will feud with Owens a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know what they plan on doing that, but I'm gonna go with Cesaro on that one. Women's title match, like I said earlier, I think Charlotte's going to win clean. I would love Natalya to win, but I don't know. I don't think they're ready to push Natalya, unfortunately, and I think having Charlotte win cleanly will just give her something more to brag about, and it'll kind of give us a break from seeing her win unfairly, or by cheating, or by Flair doing something every single match. So that's my prediction for the women's match. And as far as the world title match goes, I think everyone really wants AJ Styles to win, but I don't see it happening yet. I'm under the impression that Roman Reigns will win the match, although I don't think he will win without controversy. I think someone will get involved for some reason at some point in time, and after everything's said and done, I think Reigns will hit a spear and pick up the win. So, that's my predictions. That's what I think is going to happen. The Undertaker Bowl, which I don't think we'll see in real life, but, that's cool. Those are my predictions. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be a pretty decent pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to probably the Intercontinental match the most. The women's title match is looking good as well. The U.S. title match, again, it's not holding my interest as much as it would have in the past. But John Cena is set to return in 2 weeks. It can't be much longer before Seth Rollins comes back. So I think what we're gonna see is a bunch of guys returning. We might see some more NXT stars come up, and I think overall it's gonna be a good couple months leading up to Survivor Series and to round out the year. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have anything, any predictions or any ideas of what you think is going to be happening, feel free to comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.